I was out of town this weekend. I got back home very late last night, and guess what? I had the willpower for you, the one watching right now, to not open this box. And I already know what it is, and I can't wait. Okay, well, here's the old trusty steak knife. The one that you guys is now a tradition for some reason. I don't know why. Everyone freaks out. Despite me working with knives at my job every single day, everyone freaks out that I'm going to cut myself when I open boxes. So, just violently get this bad boy open. There's the violence I'm waiting for. Oh my goodness, it's a bunch of gray plastic. I've never seen gray plastic before. This is what I've been probably the most excited about since Warpath was announced, because I have a ton of miniatures. Plague was really cool. I got some new miniatures there, but oh my goodness, tanks. It's a Forge Father tank. Okay. Let's crack this baby open and see the gorgeous detail on this thing. So let's go close-up cam right away. Alright, so as you can see, there's a ton of pieces. I mean, there's a ton of pieces. It's way more than the Interceptor for sure. The detail is about the same quality, I'd say. I think it's all these rivets, all these gears, and little hidden details. Like, that's a great piece right there. The top of this, what's it called? The Brandr tank. The one with the flamethrower. The most awesome tank in the whole freaking game. Defense 10, are you kidding me? Yeah, this thing looks freaking great. I'm going to see if I can get this thing at least dry fitted together, and then I'll come back to you guys, but I think the quality of the plastic obviously is great. It's durable, it's tough. But I'm pretty shocked at the amount of pieces on this one. I think it's kind of daunting. Might need instructions, honestly. It's not the most intuitive thing in the whole world. I haven't really messed with it yet, but yeah, a lot of pieces and a lot of really cool stuff. Look at that friggin' turret. It's gonna be melting fools left and right. Am I right? Okay, let me see if I can dry fit this stuff together. I'll just quick cut it. Boy, am I happy to be wrong. That actually snapped together really nicely. It's all just dry fitted. I haven't glued anything. It took me like, I don't know, 5-7 minutes per tank. So, yeah. Alright, so what we're looking at here is the Brandr assault vehicle, which is the flamethrower option. Pretty sweet, man. Pretty freaking sweet. And the coolest thing about this tank is that you don't just switch out like what the end of the gun looks like. It can be really easy to just say like, oh, this is the top of the turret right here. You just switch out this piece, but that's not the case at all. You get a whole turret for each variant. And then over here we have the APC. So obviously it's not kitted out with a giant gun. However, it is pretty dang cool. This is an interesting design choice because they have two different tops. So let's just go over here. So this is the top for the battle tank. So that'll be the one that has a big gun. So any of the three options that have large guns, be it Hailstorm, Flamethrower, or the Magma cannon. This, although it looks like a bulldozer, is actually the back of it. So it snaps on the back, as you can see on this guy. Let's just take that off. So yeah, it fits into the back on that, and then you can see the difference in the back. See, this one's like a hatch door, which is pretty cool. So now I'm just gonna, now that you can kind of see the core differences between these guys, which, you know, it's not a whole lot of difference, but I think it's enough to warrant what they did. I'm gonna kind of break down the tank to show you the little pieces that might be a little bit more confusing. Like I said though, it snaps together really easily, and I was very impressed by it. So with the APC, it took me a while to figure out what these were, but it comes with two little bits. There's like this top bit here, which is like a, I don't know, just some random visor looking thing. And then this piece. These aren't really necessary exactly, but it does help it look a little bit more aerodynamic. They just kind of slide on there. Really sweet. And then this guy goes right there. Kind of brings the whole uniformity to the idea of the APC. I like it a lot. So yeah, APC, they all have the same like chassis. Like the bottom is the same. The tank treads are the same. They're pretty intuitive. They have like little indentions of where to put the pegs. It's really, really easy. Yeah, it's got, this is the same piece. This could be a little bit confusing if you have no idea what you're doing. Luckily, I've stared at so many pictures, it's kind of ridiculous. So on this, let's just kind of open it up here. You'll see like these little arm-looking pieces, and they just go on top in there. Well, it's hard to do it with one hand. Wow. But yeah, everything's very intuitive. It's like putting a puzzle together, and it's not a hard puzzle. I'm happy to report. So you have like this main area to put like either one of these in there. So you have the APC version or the battle version, and it's really the same principle, but the backs will be different too. So if you wanted to switch them, I'm trying to figure out how I can magnetize this stuff to make it really easy. Maybe I'll do a video on that if I figure it out. Otherwise, I might just roll one APC, one tank, just because they cost so many high-value asset points. But yeah, basically the only differences in these tanks is the backs and the tops. So you switch out the top, you switch out the back, and that's it. Pretty smooth. And then when you do, you get this guy. And let's see. Oh yeah. The confusing thing that kind of tripped me up for a second is, let's see, these little fin pieces. I don't know if I can show you this. So yeah, like I said, everything kind of just snaps together. It's really smooth in that sense. It all just makes a lot of sense. But before you do that, I suggest you put on these little flat pieces. And these are slightly different on the variants. So this is what the APC version looks like. And you just kind of slide it in to that slot. Man, one-handed is not easy. So yeah, it just kind of slides in like that. And that'll create a closed end piece, so it's not like a big old gap in there you can see inside. So that's the APC version, but then on the other version, let's see, where's that bit? Oh yeah, okay. Over here is what this looks like, and it's really hard to tell how they go in when you don't have it in already. But when you put it in and there's like a big gaping triangle, it's incredibly obvious. It's falling apart on me because I'm taking it apart. On these tanks, if you're going to make the battle version, you just put this little guy right here. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's a little triangle. It's got two indentions right there and there, and then it just kind of slides on in. Ta-da! And so you do that before you put on the backing piece. It's important that you know which backing piece is which. So the small one is the battle piece, is the battle tank, and then the larger, bigger triangle ones, these guys, are for the APC. Let's go to turrets real quick. Let me show you how the turrets work. Alright, so just basically match up the shapes, and they're really easy, really obvious. This one has a little extra fuel tank piece over here. Sorry, I missed that on camera. And that just slides in like so. Very obvious. You know, it's got that big half circle, and then there's a circle right there, so it makes a lot of sense. As I'm going to take this apart, you'll see the inner workings. And the great thing about these Mantic vehicles so far that I've seen is that they're giant pieces. Like, they're really big, really obvious. You know, it's not confusing at all. It's like there's only one thing that could go to, you know, and that's what it is. So, really cool on that. And then you have the end piece, the battle thing, which you would just put right there. See how it's it's a semicircle right there, and then that bit's a semicircle. So you just put that in there, and then you close it up. Boom, done. Brandr. Go flame some fools. Easy, easy, easy. Let's see, for the Sturnhammer version, This was a little bit different. So this Hailstorm cannon comes in 2 pieces. And so you just match them up. One of them should be pronged, the other one is not pronged. So you just match them up. Boom, done. There's a front little piece here. That's what that is. And so this will just kind of slide onto there. Let's see if I can show you. This will need glue, so it won't stay if I'm doing it now. But again, super obvious indentions. It's just like plugging things into other things. This guy, I don't know if I can undo this with one hand. Oh, I might not have to. Didn't think I'd end up doing an assembly guide video, but here we are. Okay. So you'll see that this top piece with the two. So you'll see with this top piece with the two circular, basically drums full of munition. That'll just slide into this top piece. I don't know if I can get it undone because it has a little. If you can see those little indentions, those are actually pegs. So that one's pretty well secure. I don't even think you need glue for that. I don't think it's going. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you have your little pegs, again, half circles, so you know which way to go. And then you just match up the pieces because you know what size they are and the shape of them. How many pegs have how many holes. It's really easy. So you just just push that guy on there. Again, one-handed. This will take about 2 seconds if you're not inhibited. And then you just slide this guy in here. It's a pretty snug fit. Slide it in like so. Put this front plate on. Bada bing, bada boom. And put your gun on there. And now you can start suppressing everybody with everything all the time. Tons of shots. I think you get like 10 or something. It's super cool. And then what I think is probably the easiest gun to figure out, or turret option I should say, is the Magma cannon. So this is pretty much what the final would look like. These little energy coil looking things just stick on there. You'll have to glue those. And then it's got these front two, and I guess you'd call them barrel pieces. They look like flashlights, but they're definitely not. This thing will melt your face. And then this is probably the most obvious fit together ever. It's 2 pieces, it's just split in half, and then you just put it together. So, yeah, I don't think I need to take that one apart to show you that the 2 pieces fit, but there you go. That's pretty much the basics of it. It fits together dry very, very nicely. A lot of really cool, interesting design choices. Like, for example, in the main chassis, you have this bar, and then you have this. I've never seen a tank design like this, but it's just like putting a toy together. I mean, it's very, very easy. You just, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. And you just slide it in. Boom, done. Awesome. I'm so thrilled about these tanks. They're so sweet. Any of my doubts before are vanquished. Vanquished, I say. Alright, here's your scale shot. That's Blaine. That's the tank. He's a pretty average-sized human, I'd say. And so he's, shorter than that. And then you have a Forge Father who's even shorter, and the tank looks even bigger. Isn't that cool? So yeah, I would say they're just the right size for what a dwarf tank would look like. I could easily picture a bunch of guys inside on the APC version. I'm sure if you had unbased guys who weren't posed, you could just slap them all in there. You could fit 10 of them, I bet. Especially because they're dwarves. So I think they're very good sized. Here's the thing I was talking about earlier with the bulldozer thing. It doesn't really have any connection pieces, so you just kind of set it on there, and it fits on the slope. See that? Yeah. But yeah, there's your scale. Pretty darn nice. If I was going to compare it to a 40K vehicle, it's probably like a slightly bulkier Predator. From what I can recall, I don't play Space Marines, but that's what I'd say. So if you have a reference for that, maybe that'll help you. If not, there's your scale. So Yeah, let's close this thing out. Boom, there you have it. Let's get these tanks painted and let's start crumping stuff. Forge Fathers are pretty much my favorite guys. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Just burning and melting and just shooting the hell out of everything. It's gonna be sweet. And these tanks are definitely worth the purchase when they come out. I think I would give them a glowing review, obviously. And that's from a completely objective standpoint in terms of building and whatnot. I think it really fits together nicely. Really easy. And they give you so much stuff. I mean, just think about the terrain options you could have. If you had like a bunker, and they did this in the rulebook too. They had like a battle line, like a fortified wall. And then they just stuck the extra turrets that they had on top of it to make it look Forge Fathery. And it really actually works. So you have like all these extra pieces that can be used for something. I mean, I can figure out, I don't know, it's just what kind of tank gives you all these different entire turrets. It's not just like, you know, the weapon switch option. Like it's the actual turret. Like you have 3 turrets and then you have 2 tops, and it's really cool. And there you go. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think of these tanks. What do you think of the whole aesthetic? What do you think of all of it? I personally love it. Some people complain that there's a beard on the tank, but Forge Fathers, come on, it's awesome. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think of this tank, what you think of the pieces. Once you put it together in real life, it's really easy. So if I was struggling a little bit, it's mostly because I was one-handed. That's a good thing. Like I said, these both took like 5 or 7 minutes a piece, which is insane for what you have here. So, yeah, 2 thumbs way up for these guys. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and keep rolling 8s, 6s, and whatever dice you might be rolling. See you guys later.